everybody, this is Savannah here again at TBS Athletic Training Room. I've got Warrant Officer Kavan here helping me out. Today we're going to be discussing some hip stability and abductor strengthening exercises. These are going to help you when you're hiking, keeping the hips level under load, making us more stable when we run and cut and change directions. This can also help us with patellofemoral pains, so any types of knee pain, IT band pain you may be having. A lot of times that can be caused by the patella not tracking appropriately. Some of the exercises we're going to do today are going to help you combat all of those things, okay? So we're going to start off with some band walks and kicks with 2 directions and then 3 directions on our kicks. So first we're going to start with lateral band walks. You're going to start a little inside your shoulder width to begin with, just so the band is taut. Rules of the game here when we're doing anything in standing. When possible, you want your toes at 12 o'clock throughout the activity. When you look down your frame, you want to see your kneecaps line up with your 2nd and 3rd toe, so you don't see them collapse or bow out either direction. And then from the side, when you think about yourself, you never want your knees to pass the plane of your toes. So imagine that there's an imaginary line drawn up from the tip of your sneakers, and the kneecaps should never pass that, okay? So most of the weight is in your midfoot to your heel as you sit back and down to do this activity. So to get started, Warrant Officer Kavan is going to sit back and down in his heels into a little mini squat. That's perfect. And then he's just going to step a little wider, basically to his shoulder width, and then close. Very good. A couple more. He's going to do 15 steps left and 15 steps right, making a lap, and he'll do 3 laps. That's great. You'll stand up. You'll turn and face that way. The second type of walking we're going to do is a backwards walk with a 45-degree angle. I call it a monster walk. Feel free to hold your hands up and growl while you do it if you want, but it's fine either way. Same rules apply for the game. So sitting back and down into your heels, good, and you're going to step at a 45-degree angle from yourself. Perfect. Attempting to strike your heel down first, not necessarily stepping the toe first, okay? And again, you'll notice his toes are straight ahead, his kneecaps are facing forward the whole time, okay? Stand up. Very good. And face the camera. So now we're going to do our contra kicks, meaning contralateral, which means we're working the opposite side. So we're going to stand long and tall, both knees are straight. You'll pull it till it's taut in front of you, and then you're going to pulse pretty quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Attempting to not hold on to anything at all, right? You do 15 to the front, and then you're going to pull it till it's taut to your side. Again, toes at 12 o'clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you'll do a 45-degree angle to the rear as well, behind your stance foot. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. So again, 3 laps side to side. You can take that off, and 3 laps walking backwards, and then 3 times 15 in all 3 directions on both feet when you're doing your kicks. Okay? That's the end for the standing band stuff. Now we're going to move to a 4-way hip machine right here behind us. Hop into the machine here and face us. We're going to start with abduction. So abduction is when you're taking anything away from the body, right? So we're going to start lifting the leg out and away. Working leg is behind you. Stance leg is a little bit in front of you. Go ahead. Very good. One more time. Awesome. When you're working this, it's important to think about yourself as having a midline. We don't want to work the front of the hip. We want to work the back side of the hip pocket. So it's important that that working leg does not end up in front of you, but instead behind you, like his is right now. And again, the working leg, toes are straight ahead. You don't want to externally rotate and cheat. Keeping the toes at 12 o'clock is perfect. Okay, then you'll face that way. So we're going to do 3 sets of 8 with that activity. Now we're going to do extension, which is always behind us, correct? Same thing, you'll put a little bit of tension into the pad, and then you're lifting up and away as much as you can without hinging forward to counterbalance your weight. You really want to tighten your core and kick all the way back, squeezing your glutes and your hamstrings as much as you can. Both of these will be 3 sets of 8. You can do 5 sets of 5 if you want. Again, we're doing more for mass building as opposed to endurance activities, which we were doing just a few minutes ago with 15 reps, 2 or 3 sets, okay? We're going to hop right over here to the boxes. We're going to do a little mini pistol squat or a lateral step down. This is working balance, face ups. Working balance and the abductors, their control on the hips and the ability to lower down to the floor. So you're going to stand with stance leg on the outside edge of the box, but fully on the box, so not on that little edge of the lip there. That makes it even harder and not necessary. So we're going to sit back and down. All the same rules apply here. We want to keep the knee facing forward as much as we can. Very good. Toes at 12 o'clock. You're trying to keep that working leg right beside you. We don't want it too far behind or in front. One more like that. Very nice. Now, if you'll stand off this edge of the box facing that way, perfect, so we can see your working leg from the side. And again, you'll be able to see that Warrant Officer Kavan sits back and down with most of his weight in the heel of his working foot, keeping his chin up and his chest up, Very nice. And you'll notice he's doing a pretty doggone good job keeping the shin perpendicular to the deck here. You don't want that ankle sliding too far forward, because again, that's going to injure the knee. We want the knee behind the toes, okay? 2 sets of 10 here will get you what you need. You're going to do both legs, all right? Now we're going to walk over here to the mat, lie down on the Swiss ball. We're going to do some Swiss ball curls for our hamstrings. We're going to do them 2 ways, double leg and single leg. So warm-up squat's going to start with 2 legs at a time. Easier is your hands down on the ground, correct, to help you balance yourself. Harder is going to be crossing them across your chest or holding them directly in front of you. You're going to do a bridge, and then you're going to curl the ball toward your butt. Good, and then out nice and slow. One more time. Good, make sure your core is tight, your belly and butt are lifted, not sagging towards the ground. Good. Now let's show them with 1 leg, please. You'll pick 1 leg up, extend it in the air, and curl towards you with a single leg. This is an activity that you're going to do 2 sets of 15 as well. Show one on the other side. Awesome. Perfect. Now go grab that blue band. We're going to stay here for a couple more floor exercises. Next up, we're going to do some clam shells. Again, this is going to isolate our abductors. Again, that's the back hip pocket. That's gluteus medius and minimus mainly. Also tensor fasciae lata is one of the muscles that helps us with abduction and hip flexion. You're going to start on your side. The band is going to go above your knees. You'll lie on your side, stacking your hips on top of each other. We're not rolling to either side of us. We want to make sure that our upper half is very straight. We're going to lie flat. And again here, we want to make sure that the hips stay on top of each other here. And we want our feet to stay together. And then you're going to open up at the knees. Very good. Slide that hand forward. So if you were to do this incorrectly and open up, you would tilt backwards. That's cheating, correct? So we want to keep our hips stacked on top of each other and open up at the knees. 2 sets of 25. This is meant to burn all through this back hip pocket and down towards the knee a little too. Okay? Lie on your back. Now we will do single leg bridges. Very similar to the physio curls we just did, but this is a little bit more the glutes as opposed to the hamstrings. So crossing the arms over the chest, you're going to extend 1 knee out straight and then drop down for repetition and up. Good, you'll do 2 sets of 25 like this. One thing that we don't want to see is letting this band close the knees. So if the band lets the knees come together, you're not doing the exercise appropriately. You want a straight line from your hip to knee to ankle during your repetitions. Okay, so again, 2 sets of 25 here to match your clam shells. Alright, you'll take that off and sit up against the wall. We're going to do one activity. You need to take that off as you sit up against the wall. We're going to do the next activity is a VMO hold. So that's vastus medialis oblique. That's a part of your quad muscle. Plays a really important role with patellar stability and tracking with activity. You're going to bend 1 knee and put the foot on the floor. You're going to pull the toes toward your face and make the knee really straight. And then externally rotate a little and lift the leg up off the floor, about 5 to 6 inches. So he's doing a great job right there. You're going to hold this for 10 seconds in place there for a count of 10. You're going to do 10 repetitions. Your goal is to get all 10 on one side, but if you have to break them up 3s and 4s and that kind of thing, that's fine too. Okay? Our last activity is a Bosu plank. And we're going to have Warren Officer Devon make this a little more challenging by putting this around his ankles to get set up. You can certainly do this with no power band, right? Challenging yourself by lifting the top leg during the Bosu plank is going to make it a little harder. But also, if you have power bands available, this is the way to go. So, he's going to lie down. He's going to put an elbow on a foam here. You can certainly use the ground if you don't have anything like that for your elbows, which is fine. You're going to stack the feet together in the center of the Bosu here. And then when it's time to get started, stack the top arm and lift to create tension between the bands. You're going to attempt to hold for 30 seconds. You should do 3 on each side is a good place to start. Of course, continuing with front planks is good also. He's doing a great job here maintaining the toes straight ahead. Okay? So again, this concludes our abductor and hip stability portion. Included with all the other modules that we've covered so far. This is going to help you carrying a pack, moving forward, changing directions quickly, and avoiding some of the typical overuse knee pain syndromes that we see here at TVS. Thanks for watching.